Hi everyone, here's my commentary for Masquerade. Sorry, the name of the episode kind of slipped my mind for a minute. So, let's get right down to it. This was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. It's basically the Chloe and Oliver show, but that's fine. Um, Also, I said last week that I was done caring about Clark and Lois's relationship. I think I said that. And yeah, I'm just done worrying about the romance. I get that it's never really going to be satisfactory with these writers because they don't seem to care, really. Um, with that being said, I don't care about the preview because after seeing Clark get kissed by Zaytina and Lois's sister and the alternate tests, I don't care who he marries. I just expect these kinds of things to happen. So I know people have been blowing up, acting crazy about the preview, but I don't want to talk about that because, like I said, it's so freeing not to care. Um, so the first scene was Clark in England, and him and Lois were talking, and uh, it was cute. It was funny. When Clark said "Little Martha," I did laugh out loud because that was cute. Then Chloe. Okay, let me just say, I don't think Chloe stops traffic. Let me just clear that up. I know people may not watch The Vampire Diaries, but I would say Bonnie and Elena are two young women that I've seen that I think are head turners, as the term may be. Chloe's little, she's cute, she's blonde, she's cute. Head turner? No, I don't think so. So that was a little like, what? when I saw that happening because I was like, who is everyone looking at? And it's like, oh, Chloe. And then they meet up and they take somebody's reservation. And I thought, oh my God. Date Night, the movie with Steve Carell, absolutely like the funniest movie I've seen maybe ever, but definitely in the last year. So I was like, wow, I cannot believe they just stole the plot of a movie. The last, Collateral was so much like Inception that, whatever, Inception, Matrix, on to the next ceiling concept, and I guess next week it's like The Hangover. So, congratulations, Smallville writers. You guys are out of ideas. Wow. Back to the show. So, they got kidnapped, and let me just say that I have been anti Kalali, as it were, as a couple, and I wasn't that way last year. I didn't care, about them booty calling it. And then at the end, when they said they loved each other, it was fine. What happened was, over the summer, the PTV and Kalali fans went, like, in my opinion, insane with the pimping of this couple, promoting it, and acting like Chloe and Oliver were on the same level as Clois. I just, people go, oh, they're in game, and oh, they're meant to be, and oh, it's true love, and oh, when they first met, and I'm like, when they first met, and he was dating her cousin, and she was engaged to, and then marrying Jimmy, yeah, I could really see the match made in heaven there. So, that's when I started to get turned off. And in season 10, episode Shield, when they had that letter from Chloe where she went on and on about how Oliver was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and as a person who thought Jimmy was important, obviously the show doesn't, I was like, that's just like another spit on his grave. They've already danced on it by pretending he wasn't real. And then now to have this whole thing just smacked me in the face, like, wow, how disrespectful to Jimmy. But you know what? If I'm not going to hate Clark for leaving Lois on the dance floor and then jumping in bed with Lana, I'm not going to hold bad writing against Clark. So I really can't I can't even speak. I really can't hold stupid ass plots like that effing letter in S.H.I.E.L.D. against Kalali. So all the crap that happened with Oliver moaning, bitching and moaning about Chloe being gone, that aside, when they're actually together, they're cute. And I don't have any problem with them. So this episode, I was like, wow, At the end, when Oliver said that he was an adorable blonde and Chloe was an adorable blonde, I smiled. Yes, I don't hate Chloe. There, suck it. Just kidding. I know people think I hate Chloe. I don't. I just hate her hero worship relationship with Clark and vice versa. The way Clark acts about Chloe or has in the past. Anyway, none of that is important. The important thing is they got kidnapped, and I love their little conversation in the back of the limo because it was like she didn't even want to call him her boyfriend, and I thought, see, this is the season 9 couple I was watching. People who were friends with benefits and then something more. The beginning of season 10, ridiculous, stupid, and I don't believe it. I don't want to be told about a couple, I want to be shown. Just why I don't appreciate the engagement of Clark and Lois since they got engaged. These stupid little pecs, whatever. Like I said, I want to be shown a couple, not told about it. I hate off-screenville. So, regardless, yes. So, they get into this huge fight, which I also enjoyed because it seemed like, Chloe was fighting, but, it wasn't over the top. It wasn't all Matrixy like Collateral. So this is actually kind of funny. It was like Oliver was kind of getting his ass handed to him at one point, and I thought, really, Green Arrow? Has it been that long since you've been in a fight? Okay, Ollie. So then finally, they figured out that people were FBI agents. Okay, then Clark, it's really funny. When he's walking and this guy, Bert, I give like a huge thumbs up to the character of Bert. He was so hilarious. The way he was interacting with Clark was hysterical. And then when Clark saved him, and I'm like, you're like half Tom Welling's size. It was so funny because Clark's like, well, I'm a little bigger than you. And I'm like, that dude's tiny. Of course, Clark, a normal human person, couldn't lift him off his feet. But, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought it was really funny. Then Clark went to, Lois wasn't even around. I was like, oh, I know Lois fans are going to be mad about the lack of screen time. But like I said, I don't care anymore. I stopped caring about Clark and Lois as a couple. So Clark goes to the coroner's office, the morgue or whatever, and damn. The guy playing Desaad, I was like, oh, you can make me evil anytime, baby. No, seriously, that guy was hot. That was really all I could think. Like, his entire scene with Clark, I was just staring at him like, I love his voice, I love the way he looks, and Tom Welling looks hot. I don't care what's being said. So, anyway, then we see Clark's new power. And I had heard somewhere that Clark was getting a new power this season. Silly me, I thought the fool was going to fly at some point. Microscopic vision, okay. I don't even know that I've ever heard of that. I mean, super breath, heat vision, x-ray vision, seeing from long distances, whatever. I know last year Chloe said you're better than bionic eye. Anyway, so he sees something on the dead person's hand, and then Desaad just kind of distracts him like, oh no, I did that with ink or whatever. So, sorry, I'm laughing again because Oliver was like a monkey climbing the side of a building. First he's Green Arrow, now he's Spider-Man. That was also funny to me. I'm not sure these things are meant to be as hysterical as I found them. But yeah, so him and Chloe were gonna go and investigate, but then he Spider-Mans it up the wall, and she gets caught by Desaad. Oh right, after they had their big fight scene, they had a kiss. I love you. It's like now they've gone from date night to Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and this is the Chloe and Oliver show. We get it, which is fine because I like Chloe so much better when she's not involved with Clark. So she gets kidnapped. She starts having visions, right? So they're really making me think that Vision Clark is gonna kiss Chloe, and I thought, oh well, just add it to the list. Really, I have a long list of complaints against Smallville, but At this point, it didn't make me angry. I wasn't, if it had happened, I would have just been like, whatever. Excuse me. Sorry. But it wasn't about Clark. Just like, Clark Luther, freaking made out with Tess, which I thought was gross. And the whole sibling thing was just sick and disgusting. I've already talked about that. But just like this wasn't really Clark. It was Chloe's vision of him. And so it was about tempting Chloe. It reminded me of last year when Tess was being held in hostage, and the guy had a vision of Oliver tell her that he loved her, and that's how she knew it wasn't real, because he doesn't love her ass. Nobody loves Tess. Aw. Right. I don't care. So Chloe was conjuring this in her mind or whatever. She knew that Clark doesn't want to kiss her. And he hasn't since what, like season 2 or something. But I thought, yeah, this isn't about Clark. This isn't Clark, it isn't about him. It was all about Chloe. I mean, the entire episode was. But also that vision was showing that Chloe also doesn't want to kiss Clark. Just like an escape when she freaked out when she found herself in the bathroom with him. So, that made sense. She doesn't want to run away with Oliver. What I found interesting was the envy of Lois. When Lois first got the job at the Daily Planet, Chloe was floored that Lois got a job there, period. And she didn't seem too happy about it when it happened. I mean, like, immediately her face was like, what the hell? That's one scene I remember. And then when Clark said he was talking to Lois as the Blur and, like, Savior or Miss Hallow, she got really, like, I mean, it was a scene where, the director's showing her face and she looks hurt and bitter, that Clark is talking to Lois instead of her. Also in Persuasion, Chloe told Lois that she would always be second string when it came to knowing the real Clark, and I know she was hypnotized by Clark, but she was hypnotized to protect him. She wasn't hypnotized to go tell Lois off, but I think those feelings were there. She didn't like that someone was taking her place in Clark's life. And that always annoyed me, that Chloe had to be so freaking attached to Clark. I thought it was stupid. But regardless, I did think that she was jealous of Clois's relationship, Clark and Lois's relationship. But she's over that. Now she has Oliver. That's fine. Clark comes and saves her, which was great. And also, it seems that telling Lois the truth, being in love with Lois, has saved Clark's life. Because in Supergirl, his ass was about to get jumped by the darkness. But since then, since that episode, Supergirl, and Homecoming was after that. And then in Isis, he told Lois the truth. He's completely open with her. And, she's giving him, 4 episodes of pep talks. So now he's finally got it in his head and he's finally confident, and he was not, he didn't succumb, I can't even say it, succumb to the darkness. So that was awesome. Oliver's dumbass, and I will just say it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to talk about what an idiot Oliver is, and I've never done that before. That's new for me. And because I really like this episode, this commentary is going a little bit long. So I'm going to just say right now that, yeah, that dumbass was beating a man for no reason, even though Chloe was already saved. And then we see at the end that he's been infected. Congratulations, Oliver. I'm going to have to do a second part where I talk about the Clark and Lois scenes.